Hi, hello.
Oh, hey there.
I'm Christine,
I'm Jamie.
and I am pumped up for
Um,
today.
I'm in
Pumped.
a really good mood, but I'm not really pumped to talk about this.
Really?
It was,
Let's get into some sad shit.
yeah, it was physically painful.
It really was. But it's bittersweet because today we're talking about Goldfinch, the last quarter of Goldfinch, which means we finished the book. We finished the whole series,
Yeah,
finally.
and the series is over, which is
It's
so
over.
sad.
Or is it?
I mean, Oren and Slade's journey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna start talking about it.
we did
Get
get
right
a
to the ending.
tidbit from Raven Kennedy
Yeah,
that I was very shocked by because I was so sure that she was not going to continue with the series. And obviously, it's not, she's not saying she's continuing it, but that she might do some writing about some particular characters, like a spin off kind of thing
yeah,
that's similar to what Sarah J. Maas has done and or is doing.
yeah.
I was shocked by that. I really didn't think that she would go in that direction.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Especially because she's not known for doing that.
Uh
And I
huh.
think, but then, yeah, as we like kind of see, there is an opportunity that if she does choose
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
I did see someone say, "Oh, Raven Kennedy confirmed that the like who she was going to do for the next book." And then I tried to look for it. I was like, "No, she doesn't confirm it. She just sort of alludes to it, and we could
Yeah,
make a educated guess
yeah,
that it's going to be Riot and Emily,
yeah,
right?"
yeah. Because
Okay, we're all on the same page about that.
we didn't really get too much. Their stories are kind of open ended.
Yeah, we just got some little seeds at the end. That
Yeah,
was fun. And so, yeah, it is nice to hear that we might get that. That
yeah.
would be really cool to see.
And they are two of my favorite characters. So
Oh,
it wasn't like two people where it's like, eh.
I know. Yeah, and we're going to talk about them, don't worry.
Yeah.
But first, let's do the drink because,
Okay, I need to get more comfortable with this. Okay.
as you all know, since you all are listening to this, I hope you finished Goldfinch too because,
Spoiler.
yeah, our main man, one of our main men, Judd.
Yeah. Is no longer with us.
Oh, that was devastating.
And it was like the first couple pages into the last part.
I know. I really picked a
Where I
place
was
to
like,
stop.
I'm going to read a few pages. And I was like, what?
We got 2 deaths in like the first 2 chapters of this last quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't take this.
But because of that, Judd gets his own cocktail.
Yeah.
We're doing a Judd cocktail today, people. Mm-hmm. And you know what we're going to call it? Mustard. Because that's his nickname.
I was not expecting that.
You weren't expecting that?
No.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't. Me and Jamie share a notes app, right? But I couldn't put it on there for so long because I didn't want to spoil you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then when you put it up, it still took me a second. I was like, what?
Oren calls a mustard. So we're going to do a mustard drink. Yeah. Now, the extra fun part of it is neither Jamie or I like mustard.
No, not at all.
And I had to go to the ethers of the internet to find this recipe because there's not a lot of options for mustard drinks. But we're doing it,
Shocking.
people. We're doing it. I'm so scared.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I didn't throw up, so I think it's okay.
Not awful.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not upset by this.
I don't like the smell of it.
Mm-hmm. But the taste of it.
But it's not awful. It's not bad, actually. It also has cilantro in it, which I don't like.
I don't think it's bad.
No, it's not bad.
Wow.
I'm very shocked.
Okay, let me tell you what's in it.
Yes.
It's basically a mustard margarita. I don't know if that entices
See,
anyone.
I feel like margaritas, no matter what.
Margarita makes everything good.
Yeah.
So, obviously we have tequila and we have lime juice. I have a honey syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Dijon mustard. Now, the original recipe is spicy Dijon. I didn't do spicy Dijon.
Thank God.
Yeah, and some cilantro and some cucumber. Mashed up some cucumber in it, which you can actually taste the cucumber.
Yes, I was going to say, I like the cucumber. It, like, lightens it
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so fun. I thought this was going to be really funny and, like, disgusting. It actually is good. Good
We're
for
both
me.
going to puke on the microphones.
You're welcome, Judd. I know you would have liked this mustard margarita.
Yeah. You would have loved it. Made some jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Judd.
Okay. What would you rate it?
A 6.
A 6.
Maybe a 6.5.
I'd give it an 8.
Ooh. It is. I like. Do I give it? No. I think this when I feel. I don't like the smell. Yeah, that's what I don't.
Stop smelling it.
I'm gonna move it up to a 7.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's
so funny.
very surprising.
Oh. Okay. Now that we have the fantastic mustard drink out of the way, Jamie's going to tell you about her exciting life. While I was folding my laundry on a Friday night, Jamie was elsewhere. What's that?
Weren't you reading this book also?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Oh. So I went to the Eras tour in Toronto last weekend. I don't know. Well, there's a lot of Taylor Swift fans, but it's like lived up to the hype 1,000%. Do not regret a dime spent. I mean, I also bought the tickets in the first round, so I really didn't spend as much as a lot of people.
Buying them secondhand. And you didn't get ripped off.
Yes.
Which,
yeah,
if you watch the news, some people have.
A lot of people have. But everyone's like, you can resell your tickets for like $5,000. I'm like, no, like I'm gonna go. And it was just such like a beautiful, incredible experience. The hotel played Taylor Swift 24/7.
What?
Yeah. There's like Taylor Swift cutouts. There's like bracelet making. Everyone that's staying there is pretty much going. I've never gone to Toronto and just everyone's so nice. And like, we're Canadian, so we are pretty nice, but you know what I mean? Where everyone's just like in such
excited.
A good mood. And like little kids in the lobby are coming up, like trading bracelets with you. Or like some people are going and people that like aren't going that night are like, oh, you look so good. The next morning, you know people that have been because they have like the Taylor merch on. So they're like talking to them about it. Like, oh my God,
did she do 2 nights in a row? Was that
3?
Oh, she did 3.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which it's for 3.5 hours straight. Like it is, and she sounds amazing. And like you could tell it's live. It's not like she's live, but
she must just do the concert and then immediately go to sleep for 12 hours and then.
Right? And she doesn't speak all day.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. You're just like at the concert, like it was just, you're just like so happy. And I think especially with her, like when we were younger, we would listen to like her first few albums.
Which I love those.
So obsessed. She doesn't do like her debut album on this one. That's the only one she doesn't do.
Aww.
Which I know has sometimes she'll do them for like her surprise songs. But I think just really it's like you almost like grow up with her because she is around like our age. So kind of like going through those things. And there like was a time where I wasn't as into her, then got like right back into her again. But it really is like, oh, I can remember these songs from this time. Like, so it was I cried like 3 times, which I don't even cry in therapy.
You can work on that. Ask your therapist to put on Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but she does her 10-minute version of All Too Well, and I cried because you're screaming the entire time. So it's funny, like listening back after, like me and Katie. And Katie's playing the videos in bed, and it's just Katie screaming. It was like very like therapeutic.
Oh, that sounds great.
Once in a lifetime thing, and I'm really happy. And I went, and then I had Katie with me, who was also like 100% in with everything.
Yeah, you wouldn't want me there.
We did talk about how it would have been great if you were there, though.
I mean, I would have had fun.
Yeah.
I'm like Taylor Swift neutral. Like, I like her. I just don't know if I'm not like a super fan that I would like go take a trip to see her concert. But if someone like paid for it, I would be happy to go. I'd have a good time. But I'm not enough of a fan to join in on it, I guess.
But like we both went like all in on the outfits, which I feel like you would do too.
Yeah, of course, that's part of it.
Yeah, and that was just like, it was just so good, and I'm just so happy. And then I had therapy this week, and I went in, and I've just been in such a good mood all week. And I was like, I really should have canceled this because I talked about Taylor Swift.
Cured me.
Yeah,
I'm good.
First 10 minutes, I talked about Taylor Swift. I was like, so happy I'm paying you for this. Like I'm just in a good mood. I don't really want to talk about anything depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just great.
That's good.
Shout out to all the Swifties.
Well, my daughter is hooked.
Yes, she is. Which
my daughter slept over at Jamie's house last night, and they just watched the Taylor Swift concert. And
Which I hadn't seen the concert because I didn't want to watch it until I went.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now all my daughter wants to watch is the Taylor Swift concert, and she's obsessed, so...
You're welcome.
Yeah. And she was wondering why you didn't take her.
Yeah, because she's never seen Taylor Swift in her 5 years of life.
That's what she said. Yeah. But I've never seen her before. Yeah, a lot of people haven't, babe.
You gotta wait
the
for it.
The tickets are hot.
Yeah.
And you don't have a job. Okay. We'll bring that energy into the sad Goldfinch.
Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Sad and happy. It's both.
It is. So, yes, then I went into the rest of the week reading sadness, because then we're also covering Aquar, and there's some sad stuff in that, too.
Fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about Goldfinch.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, so
I did make a list of all the people that died. Because I was like, oh my god, so many people die.
Do we want to read that at the end?
Like Judd, Melina, Dominic, and then I sat there and thought, I was like, no, there's more.
Yeah.
Fiano and Faso, Steve,
R.I.P. Steve,
Stanton, King Carrick. It was a real bloodbath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least some bad people died, though. That makes me feel a lot better.
I agree.
Some great death scenes in there where I was like, yeah, that's right.
Now, the one that made me dehydrated because there were so many tears coming from my body was Melina.
Yeah. Why couldn't she be at the beginning of the bridge and do this, though? That was my question.
Why would it matter? She still stabbed herself in the heart.
Oh, right. Okay, I must have made that. I was reading this note as I was like reading it.
I think that was a sacrifice, her life.
Yeah, just kidding. Please delete that comment.
Well, yeah, because there is part of it where you're like, why can't you just make a little cut on your hand?
And then I'm like, why are you going to like the middle of the bridge? Like, why don't you just go on the end like you did it before? But I guess because the bridge wasn't built. Yeah. No. I think I'm just trying to look for an out for her.
Like, Melina, but there could have been another way.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Stop.
But we did kind of see this coming, right? You said this last episode that this is probably going to be her end.
Yeah, you felt it.
Yeah. And we get back to that quote that she said in the previous chapter where she was listening to Fiano and Faso. And she's thinking, they chose me because I was the right royal. They chose me because they couldn't reform the bridge alone. They chose me because blood matters, which brings us to her thinking of her mother, the memory of her mother, which reminds her of this. And her mother says, you're going to be exactly what this kingdom needs, Melina, because it's in your blood. And then after this memory ends, she thinks, perhaps by doing this, I can finally be who she believed who I would be, who I should have been from the start. Oh.
And now that bloodline is dead, also.
That's true. But I really like how just the words of her mom were tied in.
Yes.
That she was finally, even though she was kind of ashamed of the places she had been and the things she had done, she's finally living up to this queen that her mother knew she was.
And just sacrificing herself for the better of the kingdom people, and to save the people.
Which she had sort of explained too, that's what a queen does.
Yeah. Oh. It would have been nice for you two to like go off into the sunset together.
But it was also hard to imagine that. I think that's why she was maybe a more obvious choice for one who was going to die, is because it was hard to see like what would Melina and Domic's life be. This end kind of made sense.
Yeah, I felt like it was very like Romeo and Juliet-ish. Yes, that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Well, yeah, because Domic shows up and he's begging her not to, but then she's like, "No, go live your life," and he's like, "No." I'm
that's not happening. It was very darkly romantic.
As these two are.
It's true. It's very them to do something like this.
Yeah. And she tries to reassure him and say, it's all right. I'm finally going to be the queen that Oria needs me to be.
Yeah.
And so he finally comes to the realization, okay, yes, this is what you're going to do, and I'm going to be with you.
Yeah. I do like he says, I'm your assassin. Remember, I'm in charge of your death.
Yeah.
And in the end, he is.
Yeah. The part that really got me going to, like, I can't see, when he says it's only us, just a cold queen and an assassin.
Oh,
Oh, it's so sad.
I know. I literally just have, I'm like, I can't handle this. And also, Dominic and I fall into the void, into the death, willingly. Because that was the big thing. You had to be willing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bridge. That's the sound I mean.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's the end of her story.
Yeah. Great. She was just I really loved her character.
Yeah. And I think when we do our Goldfinch finale, because we'll do just a separate episode where we just talk about the series and
Yeah.
the end of it. So I feel like
Talk
we'll have
more
more to
about
say
her.
then.
Yeah.
For sure.
But, yeah, that was awful. That's all I got. I was like, yeah, but especially because it was Judd and then that. And I was like, my body cannot handle this right now.
Well, let's get into that because the next part we're going to talk about is Riot's POV.
Yes. So, Riot's POV. My first line is, what the fuck? No. Judd.
Yeah. So they arrive at the battle of in the Seventh Kingdom. The lightning magic gets them, and the stone soldiers show up. So it's a real...
It's just a shit show.
It is a shit show. Judd gets hit, and he realizes, and his last words are shit. I don't know if those are his last words because I know
that Riot
didn't stay to the end, but
yeah, Lou ended up staying with him.
Shit, which I thought was funny.
Yeah. But so he did jump in front to save Riot.
Yeah,
which he had previously done before, and that turned out okay.
Not this time.
No. But yeah, it was just like there was an uphill battle with those stupid stone guys.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really fight them. None of the magic was working on them.
Even Judd's death, like his kind of makes sense because in books there's certain people who you just can't kill off. You know?
Like where there's like too much.
Like I don't know if it would have worked if it was like Lou or Osric. I feel like Judd needed to be the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Even though it's so
well,
awful.
Osric, like, you're a horrible person if you do that after.
Because we just had this is all these chapters and stuff with him and Risa, so that wouldn't make sense.
I wasn't like, even though in my mind I would have been like, okay, out of all the Wrath, he makes the most sense, but I still wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And I just hadn't really like thought too much because I actually thought it would be Riot.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have made sense too, maybe.
Yeah, I really thought because just his last, like, Slade and his last words.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that would just be such like a gut hit.
Yeah.
But also, that's what he was like fighting for was that. Do you know what I mean? Like I thought.
Yeah, I could see that.
I kind of thought it was going to be him, which I would still be very upset about. So I just hadn't even let it, thinking it was going to be Judd.
Oh.
But then during the fight, a happy moment, Argo returns.
Argo does show up, and he picks up Riot and Digby. I love how Digby's still showing up,
right?
Too. I like how he is through to the end.
I know. Well, and then when the Digby part was happening, where he almost got killed, I was like, "This is not happening. You cannot kill Digby."
Yeah. Yeah. No, he gets to join in with Riot to do the big kill.
Yeah.
Going for the kill that Emily couldn't do.
Poor Emily. But I do like, he's like, fuck, you're a good bird. Yeah, Argo. Big Argo fan.
Yeah, and he attacks the king and he's punching him with all his might. He says, he has power, but I have fucking fists.
Oh, it just lands on him. And then how he like climbs out of the stone guys.
That was the best.
Right? I was like, this is the coolest thing
that was
anyone's
so
ever
smart.
Done. Yeah, because I would have probably just lied on the ground and curled up and been like, well,
this is it.
Yeah. But he's like, no, I'm going to use this.
I'm going to jump 3 feet in the air and then climb out of this stone soldier circle. And then he jumps off and beheads the king.
Yeah.
I love that for him.
Yeah. Also saw Melina killing the king. I thought that would happen. I feel like Melina never got a good kill in.
That would have been nice.
She never got to kill him, and she never got to kill...
What's his face?
Yeah. I mean, she did kill the bridge.
She did kill the bridge.
But she didn't really get the satisfaction because she's dead. It would have been
But
nice to...
maybe the bridge scene wouldn't be as epic if she also had a big kill
Yeah,
scene.
that's true.
Maybe she needed just this big grand finale. Yeah.
But congratulations, Riot. That was amazing.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But then obviously the bridge collapsing, everyone else is experiencing that.
Yeah.
And so from their perspective, all of the ground starts to cave in, and then wouldn't that be awful? You're like, oh, we won!
Yay.
And then all of a sudden the ground starts caving in, and you're like, oh no, I thought I survived this.
Run.
Now I'm stuck into this black hole.
Yeah, it sounded terrifying.
Yeah, and so Lou almost falls into it, and then Ozarek saves the day.
Yeah. Well, Riot grabs Lou, and then Ozarek comes and grabs both of them.
Yeah.
And then they all of a sudden realize that there is no way to get to Slade and Orin and his mother, which I think...
Which is really sad.
Riot's guilt really starts. I feel like I've just felt really bad for him in this. Like I feel like he had the guilt about Judd.
Yeah, and now he's separated from his family.
And like never knowing.
And then I just wrote fucking Kayla.
Oh my god,
because this is all done. This is all done. Everyone's devastated. So many people are dead. And all she's thinking about is, okay, well, I guess now I can just be the queen of everything.
Yeah. So
this is a good time.
Yeah, this is great, guys. I'm just going to be queen now.
I also put an evil laugh beside it because that's what I think is going on in her head.
Yeah.
I'll just be the queen of everything now.
It's worked out perfectly for me.
So let's take back the Kayla and Riot pairing because she does not deserve him. No. I really thought that she was going to do the redemption arc.
Yeah.
Since she showed up to the war, I was like, oh, okay, no, she's coming to her senses. She's going to be different. She's not.
No, she's going to be her brother, and then hopefully, like they said, that her brother can lead her in better choices, but...
No.
And then, I can't remember who said it, but they're like, oh, like Melina was on the bridge.
Uh-huh.
And Kayla's like, who knows? The oldest like, well, she saved our world. And then Kayla, we saved our world. I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh.
Just like, give her the credit.
She is the worst.
I'm not going to miss you, Kayla.
No.
And then he does make Tide commander. It's like kind of knowing like a little bit what's happening there.
Yeah, because we're kind of, after this point, we're really in the dark about what happens next with Oria, right?
Which really kind of bugs me also.
I know, but like, the book had to end at some point.
Yeah, I know, but it was still like, okay, well, I want to like, it's just, I think, sad. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to see those places again.
I mean, you could reread the book.
I know, but...
Okay, let's get to Emily. Oh my god, I didn't even write it down. Was it Fiano or Faso that survived?
I think it was Fiano.
Let's go with Fiano. We might be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But we get Emily's POV where Riot and the gang find her and she's with, I just called him the twin. And she is so ridiculous.
I know, I love her. So I was like, this is a little light that we needed right now.
And I thought, Emily, stop making jokes. He's trying to be serious. But keep going.
Can I read it?
Yeah.
That's a very forward introduction. Usually I take a male on a few special outings before I let him jab me with his pointy thing. I was like, oh my god, Emily. And she's just like all beaten up at the same time. And I do... Okay, no, you have that too.
She says, I quite like the sound of his voice. And he's handsome too. Sure, he's threatening me at sword point, but we all have our faults. And so we get these hints of Ryan and Emily, and
because she does mention like a couple other things, like, why am I so like drawn to him? And I go, Riot, when she finds out his name, as in causing a riot, or you're so funny you're a riot. That was my question too.
It was. You did say that. Yeah.
Oh my god, she's just... I feel like there was so many things she said. I was just like, you're killing me. And I love it.
But it's risky. It's risky. You're going to get yourself killed because of a good joke.
He kind of does when Riot finds out her name. He's like, Emily, like rhymes with enemy. Like, you too. Rissa steps in, which I also liked.
Yeah, she's like, you dummies.
Yeah, she's like, for fuck's sake, she's hurt. Like, get it together.
Yeah, and even at some point, Digby, Riot can kind of see it in his eyes that he's believing her, and Riot like judges them for it Gotta be more careful, guys. But obviously, we all know as the audience, we're like, no, Riot, you need to watch it. She is fine. She is not the enemy.
I did find it like humorous how it was like constant questioning. Even when she said like she knew her, I'm like, this is actually hilarious how much he's doubting Emily.
But kind of makes sense.
It does, but it was humorous.
Okay, so we're gonna pause on the Aurea storyline to talk about Orin and Slade.
Yes. Another awful little bit here.
This is our last pages of Orin and Slade.
My fave couple.
And it's a roller coaster.
Oh my god. So many ups and downs.
So we left them when the dragon was taken down, and then they realized that it's Stanton's soldiers.
Yes.
So here we are. We get Stanton with his eye patch
and
his evil schemes.
He has hair now, which I didn't understand. Because Riot says like when he finally sees him, like the difference. He's like the eye patch, and he was bald when he saw him before.
Oh.
And I was like, did he get a hair transplant?
He must have.
I was like, why is... I just felt it was weird. Like
a
Riot?
You mean
Slade.
Yeah.
It was a weird, like, he was like bald before, but they're like, now he has like a thinning head of hair.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm really just confused why that's in there.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I just had to say it out loud.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Just like a weird choice. Hair transplant? Who knows?
So we do finally figure out why he cares so much about the fucking dragon. Why he went on, and he cared about the scales on the back of Orin's neck.
Yes.
We get it now. It's not just about his bloodline continuing. It's that he's
really more awful.
He's way more awful than we thought. He figured out, or he knows how to steal the dragon.
Yeah. And he sees it, he's like, extraordinary. So it's like, he hasn't looked that excited since my spikes first came through.
Oh, isn't it so funny to look back at the conversations we had about a possible redemption arc for him, or like you were trying to be like, no, he loves his son.
Yeah,
like no,
he's actually just...
He for sure does not.
Yeah.
No. He wants to be the king of Anwin, and Slade was just a means to get that. He was never really
Since from
son.
when he was a child.
Yeah.
He does call Orin pet. Did not like. It's like, we've been through this before, haven't we, pet? And Slade, pet? He dares call her a fucking pet? My rage isn't red hot. It isn't ice cold. It's pitch black. It's a great rage description.
Oh, another good rage quote that I have. He says to his father,
oh, this is my favorite
I'm gonna crush your skull and piss on your fucking corpse. Whoa.
So intense. I also had that one down. I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow. But warranted. Warranted. He even says to Slade, you finally fulfilled your purpose. Right, which I guess just speaks to what we just talked about.
Yeah, you gave me a dragon.
That's all. Yeah, that's all you were good for.
Yeah. I wanted you to get a dragon so that I could kill you. Since you were little, this is what I have wanted from you. To give me a dragon so I could then murder my son. And then I could be the king of the skies in Anwin
and just be a sad, sad man.
Yeah, like, that is
like, what's the end goal?
Up.
Yeah, and so Allure gets injured, Orin gets injured. It's,
yeah, I have them, like, dragons getting axed to death, mother gets stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, Raven, are you trying to give me a heart attack? I am in physical pain.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It was just so much happening, and
so much.
Yeah. I was like, this needs to stop. I'm like, something good happened. No, it just got worse.
But Steve does actually die. I couldn't believe that. Even in the later chapters, I was like, oh, he's just gonna like come back to life. You know, eventually at the very end of the book, we start to see the whispers of it.
Yeah.
Of him reforming. But I just thought like it would just...
Like,
because it's a piece of Slade.
Just got to know Steve.
Yeah. I guess the question is, when the dragon does eventually come back, is it still Steve or is it a different dragon?
Well, I think it's kind of like her ribbons, right?
So are they new?
No, I think it's the same because it's like a part of them. I don't know.
Does the dragon get a new name because he's rebirthed?
Steve the Second?
Steve the Second. Samuel?
Oh, I like Samuel. Sammy?
Sammy. Okay, let's go Sammy.
Okay. That was just awful, and then he's in pain from that. I just like Slade during this part. And I was like, he's been through enough.
He has been through so much. Everyone stop it.
Yeah. Oh, I hated this. It was like, it's so good, but so awful.
Now, luckily, he gets out of the net,
Mm-hmm.
and he rots bad dad. I could not believe he stomps on his skull.
He literally does it.
And he says, culling the weak, because that's what his dad said to him.
Yeah.
When he was killing Steve.
Yeah, he did actually stomp on his skull. That was just fantastic. And that was a well-deserved death. And I loved it. And I will never not cheer for it.
But then Oren dies. So
yeah.
It's like good for a minute, and then she dies.
Yeah, he's just like, you're okay, you're okay. Like, she's not okay.
But as she's dying too, he explains to her that he knew she was his payer since he was 15 years old. And one of the last things his mom said, or the last thing his mom said after they went through the rip in the world and came to Oria, was she said Goldfinch.
Yeah, and like he never knew what it meant. And then as soon as he saw her.
Mm-hmm. Allure was predicting with her diviner magic.
Yes. I thought that was sweet.
It was really sweet.
But yeah, then she dies. So then that was not so sweet.
No. That was hard to read. I feel like I barely read it. Like I had to skim it because it was...
Oh no, I tortured myself and I slowly read every single line and had to stop because I hate like just like, you're okay.
No, I just needed to get to the part where she came back to life. I was like, this isn't how it ends, so I need to get to the part that makes me feel better.
Right, it better not be. I was just like, I hate it. No notes. Too many goodbyes. I hate it. And then he does like take her body to walk with her and thinks the person I hate the most killed the one I love the most.
Now, luckily the bridge collapse does end up good for them.
Can I just... And he's super upset and he's like, what was the point? What was the point? And then like Allure puts a hand on his heart. And, like, love was the point.
Allure, a woman of a few words, but...
Right? She says the right thing when she needs to.
Yeah.
So then, yes, we get the other view of the bridge collapse. And there's a lot of people that have been following Slade. They've been walking for like 2 days.
Yeah, I wasn't completely sure how long, but yeah, they fall. And Slade at this point is probably like, I don't care.
Yeah, I think he does say that eventually later on, that he was just kind of like accepting. He's like, yeah, this is pretty much what I want to do right now.
We're falling now. Yeah. Now we have this weird scene where...
I had to read it like 3 times.
Yeah, I guess she goes to the stars, but the stars say, fall, you are now one of us.
Because she is goddess touched.
And it says, but the gilded star feels that root still growing from its core. Which kind of reminded me of ACOTAR when Feyre is dead and dying.
Oh, and she has that string type, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just thought of.
But it's weird because she's also like, she's been dead for a bit.
A few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, is she, like, she's actually dead. Like,
yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's not like a minute has passed or something.
Yeah.
She says to the star, what if I don't want to fall? And then it says, then little son, don't.
So do you think that star was her mother?
Oh, I didn't think of that. Maybe, I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
That it was her mother talking to her.
Well, that's more fun. Yeah. Let's go with that.
Okay. And then they send her on her way, but they give her a droplet of light to go with her, which she then uses to heal Anwin. And we do find out that it was cursed because they broke the bridge when it was built on...
We can assume that. Yeah.
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 But yes, I do think it's her mother. And so she was like... Then she says, I don't need divinity or something. I still wanted to kind of look into it a bit more.
Huh?
Like, what does that divinity mean again? Like, she says something.
Like to be a goddess.
Is that what it means?
To be a god.
Oh, okay. So she gives that up, right?
But she gets wings.
Ribbon wings.
Yeah. She gets to transform them. Ooh, I want wings right now. Ooh, no, I want my ribbons.
Right? I do love, she's like doing that, and then they're like walking through the village. She's like, did you notice the vines themselves look like my ribbons? And I just feel like in this like, oh my god, like look it. And I'm still very upset at this moment reading it.
Because she died?
Yeah, I'm like, I've just been through a lot. And
okay,
I feel like
good.
Slade was also, and I'm like, Oren, I can't have you in this peppy mood right now. I'm still very upset.
Yeah, that's what it felt like with Slade, right?
Yeah.
I know I was vibing with him. I was like, he's still very upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought this is like fucking whiplash.
Yes.
Like you have relief, but your body can't catch up to it. Like she was literally dead for a day and he carried her through the streets. Like
Yeah.
he had a lot of time for this to settle in, and then all of a sudden, like, you're alive, and you're like, oh, Lance,
Yeah, I'm gonna heal this, and look at all these the cute new things that have come from this. And it's like, Steve is dead.
Steve is dead, and you were just dead, and
Yeah, I just killed my father. It was a lot.
yeah, I do like that Wick was almost king.
Yes, and I do like that she said no to this.
I thought she would. I didn't think she would want to be queen.
No, which I know I did say in like the past things when like that was originally brought up to her.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I hope that doesn't happen, because I'm like, I really don't feel like that's fair to her to then have to take on that role, because it's true, her life's never been her own and like her own choices.
Yeah.
So I feel like the almost like normal decision would be to, okay, now she's queen, and I really like that she turned it down and that the direction Wick wants to take things.
Yeah, I just thought that it was going to be Wick, that she was going to say no, and then Wick was going to get to rule, but he went in a different direction, which is really good.
Yeah.
That it's not, he's going to do away with the monarchy. Then they're talking about how there's no fairy ring. Okay, we killed Brenner, so I guess we don't have any way to get back, we don't have any way to see anybody. And I felt like they came to that conclusion super fast, you know, because they're like, how are we going to get to everybody?
Yeah, and I was like, is there not like so many other people?
In Anwin, that was my thought. I was like, you guys are just like accepting this very quickly. Like, isn't there a lot of fae?
Yeah, can you not put out like feelers?
Check it out. Like, now the war is done, maybe people are less scared to put their powers out there.
Yeah.
Maybe there is someone out there that has that kind of
especially if
power.
You two out of anyone say they need that.
Yeah, you guys, maybe go look or something. You know?
Rides flying into the fog. They're like, well, that's it, I guess.
I know.
Okay, let's make our plans.
Okay,
We're just go. Sitting on the street having some coffee.
Yeah, let's go get a drink. The other day I got up from the couch. I was like, Eddie was like, whoa. I was like, I'm in tip-top shape.
Yep. Everything's being held together real well.
Like a tin man in an oil can. So Riot, we're back to Riot because now they're all gonna, I mean, we all know, they're all gonna come back together.
Yeah.
But
I like that it was like a team trip.
It was.
We're all gonna go into this together.
Yeah. Oh, before that, Emily having to prove her magic. That was really fun. So her turning into Riot and then turning into Orin. So it's a fun party trick.
Yeah, it is. Her magic is fun.
Okay, but then obviously there's the fairy ring that's left. I forget how that works. Like how Fiano and Basso were using it even though it wasn't their fairy ring.
I don't think we knew though how. Like I don't, because I think they just like put their
out?
hand. No, like it does say I think he like puts his hand on it and he's able to do it. So I don't know if he's actually able to like make a fairy ring himself or just transport people between them.
I think that was what I got from it, but I couldn't understand what was the magic that allowed you to do the transportation.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's ever really clear. I feel like their magic is not really super
now
clear.
I'm trying to think back to what their magic was when we first met them.
Because they could do like illusions, couldn't they?
They could do illusions, but there was something else. We're gonna have to figure this out before the next time we talk about this book. But yeah, I think that there is something that we're missing. So anyway, yeah, the whole gang goes to Anwin, including Argo.
Yeah, tells Argo to leave. Argo's like, I think not.
I'll just fly in at the last second.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
And he made it, which was even better.
Okay, everybody, let's go find Orin and Slade.
It's like very Wizard of Oz-ish.
Yeah.
Follow the rot. And then I think
one of
them says, we're not in Araya anymore. I was like, this is very Wizard of Oz. I like it.
I really liked Emily, and she's like, you're going to feel so bad once you see I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
About her knowing Orin.
We're friends.
You'll see.
Okay, this was this one part where they run into someone, like, to ask where
Yeah.
Slade and Orin are.
Yeah.
And then he, like, double takes at Riot.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I thought you were, like, never mind.
Yeah.
What do you think that was?
Well, like, it's like a couple lines later, he explains it. Because Emily goes, I'm trying to.
No, but he knows they're looking for Orin and Slade. So I feel like he, like, knew his dad or something.
No, no, no. No,
No?
it's explained. Because then Riot's like, yeah, I'm looking for Slade. For this guy. And he's like, oh, that's your brother. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's why I thought you were your brother.
Oh. Okay, I thought that was more exciting.
No, it's not. He just thought he was Slade for a second.
Well, anyways, I've
So,
labeled this other part crying.
but that makes sense.
Yeah.
The one that got me going was Digby.
Right?
And he just,
breaks down. She's like, hi, Dig.
yeah, his face crumples.
Like, I liked Slade and Riot, but yeah, Dig,
No,
yeah, was like,
that's the one that got me.
yeah. Rissa finally admits that her and Orin are friends.
Oh,
I love that.
I love that. Yeah, Orin says, I knew we were friends.
And they
Rissa
are.
finally accepts it.
And then Slade and Argo. He's like,
Slade and Argo.
Beast, you crazy fucker. I told you go back to 4th. It was a really great reunion.
And then Emily to Riot. See, told you. And then she goes to Orin. You got the better brother, I think, because this one is rude.
Oh, I love it. And then they have to tell Slade about Judd, which sucked.
Yeah, let's just skip that.
Yeah. But I do like, they're like, oh, Judd would have loved Anwin. Just my mind. I'm like, oh my god, I would die to know what he would say after just seeing, like, the gold castle.
Yeah.
Like, just what his commentary
Yeah.
would be, seeing everything there.
He would have liked it.
Yeah. And then I also enjoyed when they're, like, talking about, like, walking through. And everyone's staring at Argo because they're like, what is this thing? And then he's just like, it says he's like puffing up his chest at all the attention he's getting. I love it.
I'm special.
Yeah. Look at all, everyone's just checking me out.
Okay, let's go to the end. Let's go to the end. It's 2 months later.
Okay, my first comment really was like what you have.
Oh, a Lauren Digby?
Yeah, totally didn't see that coming.
Yeah, my comment was, why didn't I see this coming? This is a good match. I like it.
I really like it. And like they kind of say, yeah, they're both like, well, she's very quiet, but so like it was cute. I really enjoyed that. That was a great matchup. They do kind of touch on like what everyone's doing. Riot's still troubled. Emily's not mentioned.
Well, Riot, I think, just doesn't want to be there, right? Like,
yeah.
Anwin, it feels like Anwin is not his home, so he's having a hard time adjusting.
Which is fair.
Yeah, which is kind of like a shitty ending for him, I guess, where it's like, Riot's sad.
He'll get better. It's fine.
But he's dealing with it.
Yeah. And I do like that Slade has like these daily questions that he asks Orin. How was your one day today, Goldfinch? He always does that. And then every night before they go to bed, she mentions, he asks, are you happy? I love Slade so much.
Yeah, I mean, that could get a lot after.
I mean, like maybe once a week.
Yeah,
but,
maybe not every day.
Yeah, but I still like that. I just like that.
I do like that he has, and I don't think I interpret this wrong, the Fae book that she used to have.
Yeah.
Right, when we were, when they were in the...
Fifth Kingdom?
The Fifth Kingdom.
Yeah.
Kingdom. And there's a page in that book now of them two and their pair bond.
Oh. And then we find out for sure that the other, it was Sarah Turley. That was in the...
That was the pair bond in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But under Slade and Orin's, it says the Golden One and the Deathly Flight.
I love it.
Maybe the Farrah can paint that. That's what it reminded me of, one of her like titles.
Yeah, it does.
One of her painting titles. Okay. This was really funny because there was like the build-up of this sex scene. And so I was like, oh, Jamie, this is me writing my notes. Jamie, you got your sex scene, sort of. And I thought it was just going to be like a closed door sex scene where they're just like allude to it. I thought that's what it was going to be.
Because
right?
I literally have down stand up Goldfinch. And then that was...
I thought that was, the end.
Yeah. But no, guys, we got a full on another sex scene. Did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah. And then, we turn the page and...
They go at it.
You got it.
And it sounded great. And then they get in the water after together. Oh, so romantic. Thank you so much for that, Raven, because I really only thought we were going to get one.
Okay, so my notes are a little bit different. It did make me anxious because they're outdoors. And so I was like, oh, it's supposed to be this nice scene, but I'm anxious, guys. What if Digby and Allura walk by and
Okay,
they're
I
trying
did
to go
also
for a
have that
nice
thought.
walk and you guys are doing very dirty things to each other?
I
You
did have that
guys,
thought, but I also loved it.
they're just holding hands going for a stroll.
Hey, maybe they're across the river doing the same thing. You don't know.
Oh,
Maybe it's like a make-out point.
well, I was about to say it didn't happen, but who knows? You guys are in the throes of things. You don't even know
Mm-hmm.
who's peeking around the tree.
I mean, I loved it for them. I mean, you
Also,
died, so you have sex wherever you want.
that's the gift. At some point, Slade says "dick," and I thought whenever I hear the word "dick" now, all I think of is Paul Rudd in Wanderlust.
Oh my god.
Get
Yeah.
on this
Dick.
dick.
Yeah.
And so
Dick.
that took me out of it a little bit.
That's fair.
Dick.
Great movies.
So I don't know if anyone else wants to go reread that sex scene and think about that. I don't know if that's helpful to turn you on at all.
Really? Hey, Paul Rudd.
I just have all I have left is the last line.
So I also like when he goes to be like, oh my god, like this is what like that Steve's kind of back or Sammy. But like as he's saying it, he's having her like close her eyes, and I'm like, this feels like a proposal moment all of a sudden. And then in my mind, I'm like, why would you propose after sex? That's weird.
Why?
I don't know. Like I feel like you should propose before and then have the sex. I mean, I guess it really works either way. There's no rule behind it. But then I'm like, I feel like this is like leading up to a proposal, like in normal things like that you read and things. And I'm like, I don't really. And I was gonna be kind of upset if that's what it was, because I'm like, they don't.
They're not the. Yeah, no.
No, but that's I agree with that. So I was like, oh, I'm like, no. And he had her eyes closed, and he's like, Kate, like open. And then I'm like, oh my god, it's a dragon.
It's
not
Steve.
A ring, but a dragon.
Sorry, it's Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do the last lines?
This is what I was fighting for. This was why I kept going, even in the bleakest of times, even with every stumbling fall.
Because this love.
This is what it feels like to fly. Oh.
And that's it.
I would also like to read in Raven's acknowledgement part. Like near the end of it, she said, kind of like, obviously sad that their story's over. But you can bet that I'll keep looking up to the smile of the sun, and I hope you will too. And maybe in the future, I'll write something else that's pulled from the void and that cracks open the stars, and we'll meet again on those pages one day. XOXO, Raven. We don't have a casting call.
No, just MVP.
Okay. No casting call, so let's do the MVP. MVP. MVP.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. My MVP is Melina.
Yay.
Was that yours?
No, I'm just deciding in my head right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine was Melina.
I mean,
because who knows what would have happened if she didn't do that, right? Like,
yeah.
Those cannibal fae would have come across, and then what? Everybody's dead.
Yeah, it's very true.
Everybody is dead, and then Orn and Slade are just sipping their tea in Anwin and having no idea, and they never would have saw them again. And everyone would have just been slaughtered.
Well, they wouldn't have been sipping their tea if that happened either.
Oh, because the bridge is still connected. They probably...
It would have been very different.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just like, you know what? Screw them. Let's go drink some tea.
So Melina really did save the day.
Yeah.
And she did the ultimate self-sacrifice.
Which kind of bugs me that she didn't. I'm like, I hope people actually know it was her. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I hope she gets the credit.
Yeah. Because I think they do mention it because Emily talks about seeing her.
Yeah.
And so I think it will be put together by people.
Yeah.
But I just hope that, like she does get the credit she deserves. Maybe a statue. And Dominic as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So I just, I thoroughly enjoyed her storyline in these books. They were very surprising, which I think is what Raven Kennedy does so well. Like we spoke about before, just the complicated characters you hate, love. It's just complicated.
Yeah.
And so Melina in the end just had a really epic ending. Even though it was really sad, it was very powerful.
I agree. I kind of want to give to Slade, but I'm going to give it to Emily because she brought me up
She
from the
brought your.
darkness
Yeah.
with her humor. And without her, we would have never had the reunion.
That's true.
Yeah.
With the fairy ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think 100% I back the Melina, but I also think Emily as well.
My second choice was Riot.
Yeah.
Simply for the scene of killing King Carrick and getting out of the stone swords.
Ooh, yeah, I
Or
changed mine.
the stone soldiers.
Yes.
That was an epic kill scene.
Yeah, okay. And just
And
diving from
he
the
saved
bird.
so many people by killing the king, right? Because then all the stone soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah, and he still, like, sent everyone back to Forth. Like, this is the plan. This is what we're doing. So he did also send people back with some sort of a direction.
So he deserves it too.
I mean, there's a lot of people that do.
Always.
Yeah.
I want to give an ultimate loser, which we haven't done for a long time.
Oh my god.
I forgot about it.
I absolutely forgot about
for
it.
anyone
We need
who's
to
just
bring that
joined,
back.
Yeah, for anyone who's just joining us for Goldfinch or just Pleaded Prisoner, we used to do ultimate loser sometimes.
Yeah. Why did we stop doing that? I
Um,
just forgot.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 100% Slade's father.
Okay, I was gonna give it to Kayla.
Oh.
No, Stanton deserves it way more. I didn't even think of that. Kayla pissed me off because I wanted better for her. I really wanted better for her, and she was a meanie, and she was mean to Riot, and she's just
like sometimes people can step up sometimes, but they still suck.
Yeah.
They can still suck and do good things sometimes.
Complicated characters.
Yes. Oh, imagine her and Stanton as a couple. Ooh.
No. He does not have the ability to have a true relationship with someone. He just uses people.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Using each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
they just like
that would be a different dark ending to the book, where Kayla was Queen of Oria, and then he was Queen of Anwin.
King of Anwin, yes.
Huh?
King of Anwin.
Did I say Queen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Queen, King, whatever you want to do. Okay, yeah, let's bring back Ultimate Loser. I'm excited that we still have like the finale to talk more about.
Yeah, so this isn't truly the end because we are going to do another episode just talking about the Play to Prisoner series overall and usually in our finales. So for anyone again who hasn't joined us for other series and are just here for Play to Prisoner, usually in our finale we'll do a cocktail countdown. So our least favorite drink to our favorite drink, and then either Jamie's a winner or I'm a winner.
And I get to do another drink for the finale and finally use my bird cup.
Yeah, you get to do bird cup for the finale.
And she has actual wings now. So it's more exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have one last chance.
Yeah.
To make a good drink. Ooh. So we do that, and then we do like our favorite moment. Sometimes we'll do a cringe moment. We'll do our ultimate MVP, ultimate loser.
Yeah.
What else do we do? Oh, we do Medal of Honor.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one.
I know. Yeah. So we give out our awards. We also do the Steve Buscemi Award.
Yes.
For achievement in multicasting, which basically came from our ACOTAR series.
Yeah.
When Steve Buscemi was cast in multiple roles, so then he got a special award. So now, any finale we do,
he hasn't been cast for a while.
we need to cast him in something.
Yeah.
So we'll do that if anyone's been cast a few times.
Yeah.
And a casting hill will die on. So your favorite casting of the season.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So we're gonna do all of that. Join us.
And we get dressed up.
Yeah. Yes.
We could paint ourselves completely gold.
Let's not.
No.
Let's not.
I will never do that again. I couldn't get it off for days. And then it started turning green in places. So don't recommend.
Where? Tell us where.
Like literally like the neck.
Oh, your neck.
Your neck. Like it wouldn't come off really there. And then I think, like behind my knee a little bit. It just like was not.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't paint my entire body, so.
Okay, well that's it, folks. Come follow us on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram. We're Books and Booze podcast there, and we post our drink photos and other things. And wherever you're listening, try to give us 5 stars, a comment, a follow. It's incredibly helpful.
And make the mustard drink.
And make the mustard drink because
Yeah.
it was actually good.
Yeah. So even if you don't like it,
Do it.
okay, bye, Oren and Slade.
Okay, toodaloo.
Bye.